Good evening and welcome to the February 12th meeting of the City Council Appointments Subcommittee. Will all please rise and salute the flag? Thank you very much. Before we start, I would like to say that at further appointment subcommittee meetings, if you're not here and you get selected to be an appointee of a subcommittee, if you're not here, it's over. So I just want to say you have to be here unless you have, you know, an excuse like you're sick or something. Then you can't attend, you can't be on the subcommittee meeting, subcommittee. So I just want to say that before I start with this. So, roll call.
Roll call of the members of the Appointment Subcommittee. Councilor Argenzio.
Here.
Here. Councilor Giannino.
Here.
Here. Councilor Kelly.
Here.
Here. Councilor Zambuto.
Here.
Here. Council President Cogliandro.
Here.
Here. And Chairwoman McKenna.
Here.
Here. Quorum is present.
So I'm going to call up all the new appointees individually, and the council has, they can ask questions about your appointment. So the first one is Don Martelli. He's going to be, he's getting selected to be on the Library Board of Trustees. Don, if you can just state your name and put on the...
Don Martelli, 39 Dale Street.
Okay, Don. Thank you for coming. So you're selected to be on the Board of Trustees for the library. What can you bring to the library, to
Sure.
the board?
Good question. I've worked professionally for 25 years in marketing and communications. I have a client base from around the world, helping them with really complex business problems from infrastructure, budgeting, communications, crisis communications, managing employees, you name it, I've covered it. I've never worked for a library, and I think the last time I stepped in there was probably 25 years ago, and I probably owe a couple bucks on a book here and there, but I think professionally, organization, managing staff, good ideas, infrastructure, communications, you name it, I've done it.
Great. I have your resume here. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
I want to open it up to the councilors. Are there any councilors that would like to speak on Don's behalf? Councilor Argenzio?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chairwoman. I don't know everybody tonight that's being appointed, but I do know Don Martelli. We've got to know each other over the last year, and I think he's an excellent appointment for the library. He's going to do a lot. He certainly has an impressive resume, and I'm in full support of his nomination for the library.
Thank you, Councilor. Any other councilors? Councilor Kelly?
I just have a quick question. You said you haven't been in a library like most of us in a long, long time. What do you hope to bring to the library, to the position?
First, an inquisitive mind to understand how the library is run and what's needed to support its growth and to make sure that sort of programming and offerings within the library itself is inclusive of the community to which we live. So as a former reporter for the Boston Globe, I'm pretty trained and well-trained at asking questions, so that's my first task. Understand what the business of running a library is all about and how we can support it.
Thank you. I just want to say that one of the concerns that I have is safety. And I know we've had a couple of issues there. So I would like to see the Board of Trustees solve those problems that they're having there. Maybe, I know the kids are using a room that's next to an entranceway. Maybe we can move that, you know, move the kids to a safer place. But I know they've been having problems. So I would really like to see that happen. Thank you, Dawn, for coming up. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the time.
Do we? All in favor? All opposed? So ordered. Next on the list is, and I hope I say this right, Samaya Larusi. Did I say it right? Samaya. Okay, sorry. I'm going to butcher these names. I'm sorry.
No worries.
So you're getting selected to the Human Rights Commission. Could you tell me a little bit of what you'll bring to the Human Rights Commission?
Sure. My name is Samaya. I pretty much grew up here on the Shirley Ave community, and I have over 8 years of social justice and community organizing experience. I've pretty much done it all from youth, climate justice, housing justice, and so I have a lot of experience in that field and a lot to bring in terms of interpreting human rights in our community. I have a strong vision that I am looking forward to cultivating in our community of not just looking at human rights and bringing that like in terms of awareness to our community, but also cultivating a human rights culture in which everything that we do, we're considering things that are considered pillars of human rights, including human dignity. In addition to my social justice experience, I recently graduated from Boston University with a double major in international relations as well as environmental science. And both of these studies included me taking classes in at least one human rights centered course. So I do have a lot of familiarity with the legal side of it as well as the cultural aspect of human rights.
And you have an outstanding resume. Thank you very much. I'm going to open it up to the councilors. Any councilors? Councilor Zambudo.
Thank you for coming tonight. I seem to remember you back a while ago. You were, I don't want to say a disciple of, but you were an associate of Dimple Rana. And I believe you were involved when we had the demonstrations, the Black Lives Matter demonstrations in front of the City Hall here. And I personally took offense to it because I was called a racist because I didn't support Black Lives Matter. I support All Lives Matter. So my question to you is, do you support All Lives Matter or only Black Lives Matter?
So I first want to clarify to the council that I've never worked for Dimple Rana. I've never worked for her campaigns or anything like that. The closest association that I've ever had with her was, I think I volunteered one day to door knock with her like years ago. So I just want to make that clear.
Okay.
And I haven't seen her in years. To answer your question about Black Lives Matter, if I am appointed to the Human Rights Committee, I do hope that we can explore in depth what police brutality and, building trust in our community can look like. I think it's more important for us to focus on that rather than, pointing out individual people. I think we need to really focus on community building in especially Revere, of all places.
So, if I might, Madam Chairperson, so I didn't like what I just heard there. You said you want to explore police brutality. Is that what you said? That's what I thought I just heard.
Yes, I did use the term police brutality.
Okay.
I think that it's really important for, we have police in our community.
Yeah.
We have a police department, and they have a job to do, and I think it's really important for us to build trust between our community members and the police force, and I think that's really important.
That's a little different than saying you want to explore police brutality. Now you just changed it. I like that
Okay.
better. I like that better. If you're sincere about that, I can accept that.
Okay.
Because I don't want you coming in here starting off that you're looking for police brutality, because you're starting with a negative. You're assuming there is police brutality in Revere, and there may be, but I don't want someone on the Human Rights
Are
Committee.
you not sure as a city councilor whether there is or not?
Well,
Because I feel like if there is,
I don't
then you
believe
should
there is, and
know.
I don't want to get into a back and
Okay.
forth with you because it won't be pretty. I believe that most police officers.
Madam President,
most
point
police,
of personal privilege, please.
most
State your
police.
point.
Right.
Through you to my counselor. I'm not worried about it getting ugly, I guess. You're making me uncomfortable. I can only imagine what you're doing to this young woman who's
well,
coming up here to be appointed
listen,
to a
it's
board.
not a
No.
point. That's not a point.
No. And she's
Not
up
a
here
point. It's
giving
not a
you,
point.
she's up here
not a
giving
point.
you what she is being appointed to, the Human Rights
Enough.
Commission. No,
Okay,
not
you don't
enough.
have- you
Not
don't
Councilor
enough.
have the
Silvestre.
floor.
I don't care if I have the floor. You're a bully, and I'm not going to let you bully
I'm
her.
not bullying
You
Counselor,
are bullying her.
what?
You are a bully.
Counselor,
you
you're
are
not
a
on the
bully.
You're pretty
committee.
sad.
No,
You're not on the
pretty
committee, and I
sad.
allowed you to
You're pretty
talk.
sad.
You're-
You are a
All right, can we stop?
No, that's the
You
truth.
are.
Can we stop, please? Can we stop? Thank you. Mark Stambudo, please.
It's embarrassing.
Okay,
Okay,
It's embarrassing.
okay.
I think you're an embarrassment.
All right, let's stop,
Let's
please.
hold the crowd.
No, we're not going to poll the crowd.
Okay,
We're going to stop.
all right.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your answers.
Is there anybody else that has any? Chris, Counselor Janino?
All right. First of all, I'm impressed by the resume, and as a former police officer, I'm looking forward to working with you, and anything we may have discussion with the department, I'm here and glad to work with you with it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any objections that I just, all in favor, or you want a roll call? Okay. All in favor? All opposed? So ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next one on the list is Hector Rivera to the Planning Board. Hector? Just state your name, Hector, please.
Good evening, Hector Rivera, 16 Bruce Street.
Thank you, Hector. And what are you going to bring to the Planning Board?
So I have 20 years of experience as a union carpenter, and I think that responsible development in Riviera is good. And I'll be willing to do my best to participate on this.
Thank you very much. Councilors? Councilor Cogliandro.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Hector, you're a good man, and I really love that you specifically chose responsible development, because that's what we need, not irresponsible development. So
Thank
I'm
you.
going to be in favor of this evening.
Any other councilors? All in favor? All opposed? So ordered. Thank you, Hector, for
Thank you.
coming up. The next one is Hal Abrams on the Planning Board. State your name, Hal, please.
Hal Abrams, 169 Winthrop Parkway, Revere, Massachusetts.
And Hal, I've seen your resume, and you have plenty of experience in planning, so.
Well, thank you.
But what are you going to bring to the board?
I've worked on a number of projects, not only residential, condominiums, and also commercial, but also historic buildings. So I think that's something that could be brought also to the planning board, as well as working with utilities and roadways and zoning.
Thank you. You can help us with the fire station, too.
Maybe, probably.
Any
Well,
councilors? I'd like to open it up to any councilors. Councilor Zambudo.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Hal, we go back a long way. We've agreed on a lot of things and disagreed on a lot of things, and we've been friends and enemies and so forth. But the one thing I can't say is that you're not qualified for this position, because you certainly are. I'm surprised to see your name on this list, but that's a whole nother story.
Thank you, Councilor.
But I'm grateful that you're being appointed to this position. Thank you.
Thank you, Hal.
Thank you.
All in
Thank you all
favor? All opposed? Oh, sorry, Councilor Argenzio.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. I've known Hal for probably 30, 40 years. He has an extensive background in construction, and I'm fully in support of Hal. I think he'll be a great asset to the planning board.
Thank you, Councilor. Anyone else? All in favor? All opposed? So ordered.
Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much for coming up. The next appointee is Herby Jean-Baptiste to the Human Rights Commission. State your name, please.
Herby Jean-Baptiste, 321 Proctor Ave Avenue, Rivera.
Thank you very much. And what will you bring, what experience will you bring to the Human Rights Commission?
I will bring a letter to the Human Rights Commissions. I'm a former vice president for the largest union in the nation. I bargain contract. My job is to make sure all our members treated with respect and dignity. And then I involve in social justice for all my life. Make sure that everybody have their respect protected. So I believe I will be a good asset for the Human Rights Commission.
Thank you. I'm going to open it up to the councilors. Councilor Argenzio.
Thank you. I've known Herby now for the last year, and I've got to know him and his family, a real genuine down-to-earth person, and I think for the Human Rights Commission, it'd be an excellent appointment, and I'm fully in favor of it.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Zambudo?
Thank you. We met during the last election campaign, and you're a real gentleman, and I'm happy that you're being appointed to this commission.
Thank you.
Any other councilors? Thank you, Councilor. All in favor? All opposed? So ordered. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next appointee is Matt Wolfer, Affordable Housing Trust Fund Board of Trustees.
How you doing? Matt Wolfer, 656 Ocean Ave.
Okay, Matt, what would you bring to the Affordable Housing Trust Fund Board of Trustees?
Yeah, so I'll bring 7 years of real estate investment experience. Spent a lot of time working in real estate investment locally early in my career and really familiar with Massachusetts specific real estate laws and regulation. Since then, I've spent a lot of time with a more national focus, particularly on development deals, and spent a lot of time working with all kinds of direct source capital sources on, how they want to invest money across the country. And I think really where I bring expertise to the board, where it might not be right now, is really understanding kind of how to connect local municipal efforts with private capital solutions.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to open it up to the council. Councilor Cogliandro.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Just want to say I spoke to Joe Gravelisi, and you come very highly recommended. So you have my support. Thank you.
Thank you.
I was very impressed with your resume too. So thank you. All in favor? All opposed? So ordered. The next appointee is Wilson Correa, Conservation Commission. State your name and address, please, for the record.
Good evening. My name is Wilson Correa, 12 Sweeney Ave.
Wilson, what are you going to bring to the Conservation Commission? I see you have no experience.
That is correct. And
yes.
That's probably the reason I was appointed to this, for my daily habits, either at home and in the community with the kids. My daily habits is like conserving water, about rain barrels, clearing out the streets, composting, using no chemicals in my lawn, try to keep it as. So I think those type of things, being when there are community events about cleaning the city, I think those are the things kind of, that was the reason why I'm appointed to this position.
Okay, thank you very much. Any councilors? Councilor Cogliandro.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Wilson, welcome. I just appreciate the amount of effort you give to our city. I do have a question. Conservation Commission has been a commission that has struggled in the past to not only appoint people to, but to keep them. What is the job of a conservation commissioner? Do you know exactly what you're getting yourself into? And the only reason I ask, not because I doubt you or your knowledge, but I just want to make sure that we're getting people that stay on this board, because it's going to be incredibly important.
And it's becoming more and more when we see the changes in the environment is going to get more and more. Like I say, I don't have the experience, but I'm looking to work hard toward this, because it's something like, it's giving me the opportunity to expose what I do at home and more with the community and with the kids that I coach. to me, like even my wife said, this will be great for you because she watched me. I learn, even though I don't have no experience, I teach a lot about, I have a lot of knowledge. I can have a knowledge about any subject when it comes because I educate myself. That's my hobby, one of my hobbies, like coaching kids and with the environment. To answer your question, the job requires, when you see the water corrosion, I was talking with Donnie, the water department, when I talked to him about rainwater collection that I do at home, he said, oh, we need more like that. I said, oh, I collect about 400 gallons of water, and I try to flush them before it rains really hard, so it doesn't impact. And you just helped me with a couple of trees in front of my house. Thank you so much. So those are the little things that I think point me to this position, but it's a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work, and I'll give everything that I can.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilor Zambudo.
Thank you. I appreciate the fact that you come up here and you say you don't have any experience, but I've watched you. In fact, you have passion for what you do, and even when you're on a different side of the issue than I am, and I appreciate that. And I would ask you to follow through with that and immerse yourself in learning, studying the EPA regulations, and really becoming, because what we really need is good conservation people that really know the job. So I believe, I have faith in you that you will study it and you will learn it. And so I'm happy you're getting appointed to this, but please don't let me down. Follow up on it. It's important. It's more important than a lot of people know.
Oh,
really
I know. Yeah, I know. And it's something that but I always say that we don't.
Again, I'm impressed with your passion, and I know
that
you will follow through on it.
Thank you very much. I know I read some of biographies. Angela, I know you are with the environment as well. I was reading some of your, so I look forward to, and I probably need a lot of support from you as well. So
We all have to start somewhere, so congratulations.
thank you very much.
All in favor? Oh, sorry.
I just want to say that in the past year, I met Wilson and have several conversations with him over the year, and I'm very impressed with him, his dedication, his hard work, his commitments. I think it's a good choice.
Great, thank you, Councilor. Councilor Argenzio.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. I met Mr. Correa a few years ago. He had very interested in the city's tree planting program, and as I've got to know him over the last few years, he really is a passionate person, and he will be excellent at this conservation. He doesn't have too much experience, but will quickly learn, and his enthusiasm, I think, will come through.
Thank you.
Great, we'll work together with the trees, because I'm a tree hugger.
I love
Okay, so, thank you.
Thank you so
All in
much.
favor?
Thank
All
you.
opposed?
Thank you.
So ordered.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The next appointment is John Stampoulis. Stampoulis. Thank you, I'm sorry. I mean, you ran against me, and I don't even know how to say your name, I'm sorry.
Speaks volumes.
Sorry. Hi, John. Can you state your name and address for the record, please?
Yes, ma'am. John Stampoulis, 15 Sioux Street, Revere.
And what can you bring to the planning board, John?
So professionally, what I do is I work with cities across the country to raise money, create jobs, and contribute to the development and betterment and redevelopment of those communities, both through schools, through hospitals, through responsible development. And I'd love the opportunity to serve our community through not only the development, but the redevelopment of a lot of it, and just impact the lives of those around us.
Great. I saw your resume. It's outstanding. So I'm going to open it up to the council. Councilor Argenzio.
Thank you. Again, I keep saying I don't know everybody, but I seem to know everybody. I got to know John over the last year during the campaign, and excellent, intelligent person, very sincere. His resume, you can't, it's not to be questioned. It's excellent, and I think he'll be a great asset to the board.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other councilors? Councilor Zambudo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I got to know you over the last year, and you're certainly a professional, and I appreciate that. And it's an important board you're being appointed to, and I would only ask that, I know you have the qualifications, but you don't bring any bias to it. Now, I know that we've been on opposite sides again, like I said to Mr. Correa, but I appreciate your passion. But the one thing I would ask you to do is to try to really be completely impartial and not bring any kind of an agenda to that board, because it really needs impartial people on that board.
No, thank you, and I ask the same of all of you, but I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Councilor Janino?
Again, I got to meet John the last year, and I'm very impressed with the resume and his drive he's had in the last year. And just watching him go, and I think it'd be a good appointment.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any other councilors? All in favor? All opposed? So ordered. This is the Public Arts Commission that I run. We have a student from Revere High School, Derek Martinez. Is he here? Derek Martinez?
So we were unsure if he was going to be able to come due to transportation and school issues, but his appointment's not set to begin until June, so we can bring him in again and give him some questions. We weren't sure until the last minute if he'd be able to join us.
Okay, thank you. Do I all in favor? I'll table it. Okay, the next appointment is Human Rights Commission. It's Father Wellington. Is he here? Father Wellington? Hi, Father. State your name and address, please, for the record.
I am the pastor of Immaculate Conception, 22 Lower Street.
And Father, what are you going to bring to the Human Rights Commission, your experience?
I do not have much experience, as my friend has said, in this level. I deal with people from different nationalities, languages, situations. I am a Brazilian. I have been here in the city of Revere, first as a seminarian, now as a pastor for 16 years, and I served the Archdiocese of Boston in the capacity of judge in the Metropolitan Tribunal. The only thing that I would like to bring to the community and also to this commission that I have been appointed to, if it is your will, is the respect for the people, no matter the language that they speak, no matter the social background that they have, treating people of the Commonwealth and also of the city that we live on with the dignity that they deserve to live.
Thank you, Father. That's a great saying. Thank you. Any councilors? Councilor Zambudo?
I guess I probably shouldn't have been appointed to this committee because I have too many questions and too many things to say, but
That's fine.
I am thrilled that you were appointed, Father, to this position, and I know you'll bring honesty, integrity, and treat everybody exactly the same. And that's all you can ask of somebody on this commission. Thank you.
Anybody else? Any councilors? Thank you, Father. All in favor, all opposed? So ordered. The next appointment is Kathleen Graham for the Library Board of Trustees. Excuse me? I have two different lists. So I have your list, and I... Okay, Kathleen, go ahead. Just state your name and address for the record, please.
Dr. Catherine Schulte Graham, 126 Bradstreet Avenue.
Okay, Kathleen, what are you going to bring to the board, the Library Board of Trustees?
The Library Board of Trustees, well, the library says that the mission statement is lifelong learning, and that is what I do for a living. I'm a professor of engineering at Northeastern. I also run the first year program there, so I have management skills as well as lifelong learning is what I do for a living. So we are very avid readers in our household. We go to the library all the time. We've pretty much read everything in the children's library right now, so we're very excited to kind of see what we can do next for the library and give back as a family.
I saw your resume. Your resume is very, very, it's exceptional. So I think you'll bring a lot to this committee, the board. Any councilors? Councilor Cogliandro.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. I was just speaking to one of the members of the board earlier, and we both are in agreement that you may very well be the only person who's read every single book in that library.
Thank you, Counselor.
I guess I'll be done, okay. I'm in full support of this. We're not going to find a better person to serve the community.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Zambudo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It seems to be a theme here that I met all these people during the campaign, and I was certainly impressed with you when I met you a while back, and your resume speaks for itself, and that we're lucky to have you being appointed to this board. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Any other councilors? Councilor Kelly.
I just want to say that your resume is exceptional, and I think that this is just right on in terms of a match, in terms of your background, your experience, your passion, your qualifications, and this appointment, I think, couldn't do any better. So, thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Genzio.
Thank you. I met Dr. Graham a few times and spoken with her. A tremendous asset to the library, and certainly an eye-popping resume. And I wish you the best of luck, and I think it'd be great for the library.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Genio.
I'd like to echo what the other councilors saying, that there's a good fit, and I think we're lucky to have you. Thank you.
Thank you. All in favor? All opposed? So ordered. Next up, the Board of Health is Kathleen Savage. Kathleen, state your name and address for the record, please.
Kathleen Savage, 10 Dale Street.
And what will you bring to the License Commission?
I've worked in healthcare for a number of years, first as a nurse, then as a nurse practitioner. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
It's my first time, so I'm going to screw up. Go ahead.
That's all right. So I've worked in healthcare for a number of years, first as a nurse, then as a nurse practitioner. I've been working in the community for years and mostly working with elders. I do a lot of volunteer work in different MRC, the local food bank, and in different organizations.
Okay, thank you. Councilors? Councilor Cogliandro?
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Not only is Kathy qualified to be on the Board of Health, she is an absolute warrior for this community. I've had the privilege of working with her for the last 4 years at the Veteran Food Bank. I almost forgot what your name was because I call you assistant coach all the time, and the coach is sitting right to her right. So she is absolutely qualified for this board. This is a very important board, Board of Health. They make a lot of very important decisions. So I'm happy to have you aboard.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Oh, I have to. All in favor? All opposed? So ordered. The next appointee is Liliana Monroy. Oh, see? Just state your name and address for the record, please.
Liliana Monroy, 53 Sweeney Ave, Revere.
Okay, and you're getting appointed to the License Commission. So what will you bring to the License Commission?
I could bring my 23 years of real estate experience, 7 of the last years in this specific area, where I have learned a lot about my community. My clients are very diverse, from first-time home buyers to investors, many of them with local businesses in the city. So I feel like I know the city, I care about the city, and I look forward to just being someone that could apport more to the city.
Thank you. We're going to open it up to the councilors. Councilor? Councilors? Councilor Zambudo.
Thank you. Thank you for wanting to be appointed to the License Commission, and you come highly recommended with a lot of people I know very well and trust. And I know you're going to do a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? All in favor? All opposed? So ordered. Thank you very much. The next appointee is Laurie Manzo. Affordable Housing Trust Fund Board of Trustees. Hi, Laurie. State your name and address for the record, please.
Lori Manzo, 101 Coolidge Street, Revere.
And what are you going to bring to the Affordable Housing Trust Fund Board of Trustees, your experience?
Honestly, I don't really have experience with the Board of Trustees aspect, but I am the president of the Tenant Council for Revere Public Housing State. I feel that having a person on the board that has lived through not having stable home situation growing up is very important, because right now affordable housing in Revere and across the country is a myth, and I want to try and make it a reality as much as possible, and that's why I'm trying to be a part of this board.
Great, thank you. Any councilors? Councilor Cogliandro.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. You have my full support. I'm really happy to see you up here and in this position.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Any other councilors? All in favor, all opposed, so ordered. At this time, I'm going to bring up Ralph Chichico.
Ralph DeChico, 49 Washington Street.
Ralph DeChico, we're appointing Anne Marie Fury tonight for Commissions of Disability, and she can't be here. Can you say a few words about her?
I haven't seen anything, so I probably wouldn't be the best person to speak on her. I don't know if anybody's here from the mayor's office.
She did send an email saying that she couldn't be here, so
Yeah.
Do you want to table this? I'll say, all right, thank you. We're going to table it. Okay.
Madam President, sorry, force of habit. I'm sorry, just, we have somebody filming with a rather large camera in the back, and if they could identify themselves and what they're using for a device, I'd really appreciate it.
You come to the microphone, please.
She's pointing it at counselors. I'm not sure what she's doing here with it, so.
I'm going to translate for her, if that's okay.
Thank you. Hoy, mi nombre es Alejandra Amaya, soy reportera de El Mundo Boston.
My name is Alejandra Amaya. I'm a reporter with El Mundo Boston. And she's here to cover tonight's events.
Thank you.
Puede continuar.
Okay, the Zoning Board of Appeals, Peggy Pratt, our new appointee. Please come up and state your name and address, please.
Good evening. My name is Peggy Pratt, 79 Payson Street.
And Peggy, what are you going to be giving? What's your experience for the Zoning Boards of Appeal?
I've been in real estate for 27 years. I actually bought my first home here in the city at 21 years old. Since then, I've been involved with conversions, with property conversions, condominiums, single families to two families, Safeways for housing. I'm also on a National Board of Realtors. I'm also part of the Massachusetts Housing Coalition. So I feel like my experience in the real estate industry and also my passion for the community can actually bring a lot to the zoning board.
Okay, thank you. Any councilors? Councilor Cogliandro?
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Ms. Pratt, you're very qualified as a real estate professional. What makes me nervous is the fact that you're a real estate professional and you'll be up here awarding relief, which essentially means giving people the permission to break the rules of developing and building. So can you tell me how that's not a conflict of interest?
Well, definitely, like I said, I'm a resident here in the city and I care about the community and I understand what the community wants and doesn't want to see. And I also feel that zoning is a complex issue and is not a blanket situation. It should be looked at case by case.
Okay, thank you for that. Again, it just makes me a little, so I guess, what happens if someone you've sold a house to, or you yourself have purchased property in the city? What happens if somebody that you've worked with as a developer or in real estate and sold or bought a house from comes before you? What would you do in that situation?
Well, I feel in all fairness, depending on the relationship, that may be something I have to step back from. Obviously, I can't vote on anything for myself. You know, I haven't been, like I said, involved in any huge projects. What I've worked in is making, you know, something that's an illegal single family into a legal dwelling unit so that everyone can feel safe and things are done by code in the right way.
Thank you.
Councilor Zambudo.
Thank you for coming, and I know your history, and I liked what you said, that you would recuse yourself when there was any kind of conflict. But I am less concerned about someone being from real estate. I think it's as, if somebody has the right attitude in what they're going to do, and especially if you plan on recusing yourself if there was something you were involved in the private sector before you came here, I would expect that, and I can appreciate that. But I don't think I think it's certainly better to have experience than to have no experience. So I understand my colleague's concern that you've got a lot of connections in real estate, but I don't expect that you will be favoring anybody, and I expect you to look at the, like you said, you look at each single issue as an issue and not, and especially if you did business with somebody, I would expect you to recuse yourself. But I'm happy that you're being appointed to this position.
Thank you.
Any other councilors? Councilor Kelly?
Thank you. I think I share some of the concerns that Councilor Cogliandro has, in that I'm not sure if you would be putting yourself in some kind of a compromising position in what the threshold would be before you would actually feel that you possibly are in a tricky situation. So that concerns me because I know you have done a lot of business and you have a big business portfolio with people in Revere and clientele and things of that nature. So I think those situations might be coming up, you know, on a continuous basis. I think they'd be coming up more so than not. Also, I did check, I did try to do a little background research on everyone that's being appointed tonight, and I noticed your social media still says that you live in Linfield, so do you still live in Linfield?
No, I do not. I sold my property on September 8th, 2023. I live in Revere, and that first home that I bought when I was 21, I'm back there now on Payson Street.
Okay. Okay, so I just, again, I think my concerns correspond to Councilor Cogliandro, and I don't know what the threshold would be for you if you were put in a situation where something comes before you. Would it be just that you worked with this person maybe 10 years ago, you have a big, you know, more, I don't know what the threshold would be there or how we would characterize it for us to determine whether or not we think a conflict is there. So I think that might be tricky for this type of position. That's my only concern. Okay.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
If I may say something, working in the real estate industry for 27 years, there have been many situations that have come up, I'm sure you can imagine. And I can say I have a great reputation and a good name because I've been very ethical in everything I've done up to now. So if that helps, I appreciate the comment, though.
Thank you. Councilor Cogliandro?
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. I just want to be clear, this isn't about us worried that you're going to be unethical. It's a worry of how much, because you've been so successful and have worked with so many people, how often will you have to recuse yourself from a conversation? Do you understand what I'm saying? Just for instance, Councilor Zambudo, if we talk about anything Mass DOT related, he can't talk about it. You know what I mean? So that's the worry. If you, like Councilor Kelly said, if you come up here and you had a transaction with a real estate agent 10 years ago, or a person 10 years ago, now they're renovating a house, how often are you going to have to recuse? And that could play a role in a decision to have you on there, because you're going to be on as an alternate. We kind of, we need an extra person on there. So that's all. I just wanted to be clear on that. Thank you.
Councilor Argenzio.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. You certainly have the experience in the resume. I understand you're going to be an alternate on the board, and you'll only be voting when a quorum isn't present. Is that correct? Could you, Claire, if you could explain that?
Really quickly, this is the alternate position. We have a fully stocked CBA as of right now, and we do have members on our current board who do have to recuse themselves every now and then, and that is when Ms. Pratt would step in to be the alternate vote. So she won't be voting as regularly or at every single meeting on every special permit. She's the alternate member as of right now, and if something were to happen, she would be moved up, as we saw with James O'Brien. And secondly, to address the threshold concern that Councilor Kelly understandably has, we do have ZBA members come to the solicitor's office for a legal opinion when they are concerned that a conflict arises, and they also call the State Ethics Board for an official opinion from them as well.
So just to clarify, Claire, it's not when somebody's absent, it's when a quorum isn't present.
Correct, when a quorum isn't present, when there's a tiebreaker. I know we have the clerk of the ZBA here with us as well to specify, but I believe it's when someone has to recuse themselves and there's no longer a quorum for voting.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, any other councilors? All in favor? All opposed? So ordered.
Aye.
So we're going to, excuse me? He said no. Oh, I'm sorry. Can we take it back up? Can we take it back up? All right, we're going to start with reappointments, but before we do, I just want to say that Councilor Arthur Guinasso was the appointments chairman for a long time, and he would always say at the end of every appointment, do a good job for the city. So that's what I'm going to say to you. Do a good job for the city. Thank you. So we're going to start with reappointments, and I just want to call out Chin Lee, Asma Bu Fuda, Robert Brown, and Kristen Green have resigned and cannot commit to serving, and therefore are stricken from the reappointment list. I'm going to take up all the reappointments together, and we're going to vote on it together, so you guys don't have to come up. But if there are any questions from the councilors on the reappointments, I'm going to call on the councilors to call their concerns about reappointments, their names, and they'll have to come up and speak. So are there any councilors that have questions for the reappointments? Anybody in the reappointment list? Councilor Argenzio?
Thank you. I just want to make note, I need to recuse myself in the case of Savannah Carlson. She's a relative of mine.
Okay, relative. Any other councilors? Okay, so no other councilors? Okay, all in favor? All opposed? So ordered. And continue to do a good job for our city. Thank you. As there are no further business, this concludes the February 12th meeting of the City Council Appointments Subcommittee. Next up is the regular City Council meeting to begin at 6 p.m. Thank you and have a great evening.